Something is definitely up in the business world. It's been shifting a lot in the last 5 to 10 years, but the changes that have been going on, even in the last year alone, are kind of mind-blowing. And I'm not talking about just from a marketing standpoint. Marketing is changing and evolving at lightning speeds all the time. But what's been going on in the business landscape as a whole has been really a renaissance or a complete evolution. And it's something that I call a new opportunity. And I want to talk with you about it today because I want you to be able to take advantage of this opportunity and use it to position your brand in a more effective way. But not just position yourself better, it's about really shifting the mindset of your business and how you are operating in a way that is about getting back to basics. I feel like it's concepts that we've really lost touch with. And I'm going to get into those in a minute, but I want you to stick around until the end because I'm going to be giving you some practical ways that you can implement this into your brand and start building it in just 7 minutes a day. And you are not going to believe how effective and simple and easy it is to do. And hey, if you're new here, I'm Sam Ross, and I've been helping brands elevate and scale their businesses online for over 10 years. I help visionary founders who are course creators, coaches, speakers, authors, thought leaders offering a type of transformational service. And if you love building your brand and you're really interested in finding out more ways to market yourself from an authentic, aligned place, then subscribe to the channel because I am dropping content to help you do exactly that every week. You and I both know how much noise there is out there distracting us all the time. It's like, it's not even just our phones and our tablets. It's like the computer screen, the television screen, any place they can get to us and vie for our attention. It just feels like everybody's trying to do that, right? And you might think that the best way to cut through all of that noise as a business owner is to shout more loudly. And listen, shouting works. It's definitely effective, but it's also really expensive. It means spending a lot of time in marketing and getting yourself everywhere all the time, big budgets. But what I'm suggesting to you is that there's actually another way, maybe a better way, and it is the new opportunity of brand integrity. Now, brand integrity is not a new idea, but it is an idea whose time has come. Why is that? Because the marketing landscape has changed. People are really fed up. They're exhausted, they're completely overwhelmed. Not only do they have scroll fatigue, they also have ad fatigue and business fatigue. There's so many people coming at them all the time saying, pick me, listen to me, buy me, choose me. And it's really overwhelming. If you couple that with the fact that audiences are much savvier buyers now, social media has helped train people to become much more astute and aware of advertising. They can smell it a mile away. I mean, you can see an ad even before it's coming. Now, if you take that and you couple it with what's been going on lately in our world, politics aside, people are really using this moment in our world to voice their opinions and voice their outrage by choosing effectively where they're spending their dollar, right? They are choosing to boycott brands and they're choosing to align with brands that align with them. I mean, let's look at Tesla. That was going on last year after the election. People were really angry with Elon Musk and that brand. They were boycotting it. They were taking it to extreme levels. They were even vandalizing cars, which I do not condone. I do not agree with that. I mean, people who were longtime Elon Musk fans and big Tesla advocates, all of a sudden they were selling their cars or they were buying those bumper stickers that were like, I bought this when Elon Musk still hadn't lost his mind, you know? So you're seeing that people are using their dollar to spend wisely. They are looking for brands that they can be loyal to and brands that align with their values, their beliefs, and that they feel a connection with. The other shift we're seeing in the business world is women. Women have exploded into business. More women are starting brands now than men. And that means they're bringing a different aesthetic and a different set of values into the space with them. Women are rejecting outdated, old ways of marketing. They don't want that pushy, gimmicky, salesy bro stuff. They want to market in a way that feels authentic and aligned. As founders, particularly early on when we're starting our businesses and we're wearing all the hats and we're doing all the things, we can really get stuck in that first person perspective. Like we're so geared towards like dealing with problems and meeting the next challenge and how do we get to our audience and how do we get them to choose us and pick us and listen to us and buy from us. But the problem is that we often get really stuck in that place. And that place is important, but sometimes it prevents us from seeing the bigger picture. And we can get really stuck in this place of, I've got to sell. And it's not about selling. It's about serving. So I want to invite you to experiment. Maybe you're already doing this, and if you are, that's great. But if you've been thinking, gosh, I've really been kind of stuck in that place where I'm just like stuck in my own experience, I want to invite you to experiment and try to get out of that place. I worked with a coach years ago who taught me how to do this really effectively, and it really helped. It was about shifting my focus from my point of view, from behind my eyes, and I would imagine myself going up and then moving into the position of the person I was talking with, that I wanted to connect with, the person who I wanted to understand their experience. And look, we do this probably all the time, not even knowing it, like, see it from my point of view, walk a mile in my shoes and see what it's like, right? So this is just that. You just want to shift the focus back to the other person so that you can kind of navigate what life is like for them. And once you've done that, now it's time to talk about the 3 qualities that we have really lost track of as business owners in general. I'm not saying everybody does this, but it's important for us to reconnect to our values and reconnect to those places. The best way for you to show that you really care about your audience and you care about your clients and your customers is to really care about them. And the first way to get into that is by empathizing with them. Think back to when you were in their shoes. When you were at the beginning of this problem, you didn't have anything figured out. You didn't know how you were going to overcome this. What was life like for you? Because that's where they're at now. How did you feel? How is it affecting your work? How is it affecting your relationships? How is it impacting your health and your energy and your outlook? Once you can connect back to that place, you will be able to have so much more empathy for where your audience is at right now. The next skill that we could all do better with is listening. Like, how often are you really listening to what your customers are going through, how they feel and what they want, what is actually happening in their lives? We're so busy trying to figure out how to get them to buy and get them to, spend money on us that we forget that these are actual people with real problems. And we need to be able to listen to them. Listening is the most underrated skill there is, and it's honestly the most important. So whatever you do, whatever you take away from this video today, take away that you need to work on listening and become a better listener. The next thing that we really need to remember is going back to this whole idea of service and how can we serve. So you got to think about how you can help and how you can be of better service. Be generous. Offer them things that are really going to give them value. Don't just throw together a PDF hoping people are going to get on your list so you can sell them things. How can you really support them? And once you start implementing that mindset of service and that's what you're really here to do, it takes a lot of the pressure off of, I've got to sell, which is something nobody really likes to do and nobody likes to be sold to. So how are you going to use all of this to build your brand in just 7 minutes a day? Instead of doom scrolling, I want you not to stop scrolling, but to start scrolling with intention. So what you're going to start doing is looking for places that your audience is hanging out online. And you are going to stop at those ads that your competition is running and see if they're comments, and read through those comments and see what those customers are saying. Are they expressing frustration? Are they expressing wins? Are they expressing what they need to be better or how they could be helped more? Because those customers of your competitors are your customers too. The other place where you can find where your audience is hanging out is who are they following that's like-minded? What other public figures are they following that you're following? Go to those people. Go to the Tony Robbins, the Marie Forleos, the Amy Porterfields, whoever these people are, and look at their comments and see what these people are sharing and struggling with and winning with and what they want. Other places that are complete gold mines. Quora and Reddit. You can just go onto those sites, plug in the keywords, what you're searching for, any solutions for people who are struggling for X, or what do you do when you're challenged by X? And then you'll see all of these threads come up, and these are real life people just sharing to their heart's content what they're going through, what they're struggling with. It is a gold mine of information that not only you're going to be able to use to connect more acutely to what your audience is going through, but now you can actually take some of these gems, these golden nuggets, and start using them in your copy. Stop pulling the messaging from your mind. It's sitting right there on the internet. Your audience is sitting there telling you what they need, what their pain is, what they want. So those are just some little gold mines for you to go out and find them. After a week of doing this, you are going to be amazed at the discoveries. 2 weeks in, you're just going to be wanting more and more and more of it. 3 weeks in, you're going to be totally addicted. You're going to see when you go online, it's much more intentional, and you are looking for your audience and what they're doing and what they're saying. And after a month of doing this, you are going to be completely transformed. The way that you communicate with your audience and the way that you are connected to them is going to be completely different. So get out of your own head, get into the perspective of your customer, your clients, your audience, lead with empathy, listen, and remember that you are here to serve. And I'll see you in the next video.